Where are we? Well, we'll tell you in a minute, but there's scissors, there's sewing machines. More importantly, we're at a place that is going to supply you with better quality. They're going to be cheaper than the competition.
This isn't something that you're going to want in your van, this is something that you're going to need. It's a necessity for your van. Reason being, midges. Those little horrible critters. You know the little tiny fiddly ones that bite you? Yeah, them.
The problem with midges is that they're a silent devil. You can't see them. The midgie screens on these flight screens won't let the little buggers in. This is a product from people who are within our community. There's two parts of this operation. You've got the brains and you've got the good looking one. Then you've got Ross. Ross is a bit of a mixture of both. Ross makes fly sheets. Hasn't always made fly sheets, have you, mate?
No. No.
What were you before you are
still am a barber.
Still a working barber.
Yeah. When the first lockdown finished, we were allowed out, weren't we? All of us.
Yes.
So we went off to the lakes and we were parked next to this hedge and we were just inundated with not just midges but horseflies, and I went to Aldi and bought the usual, you know, these cheap $4.99. I put two together and it didn't work. My mum died, bless her, back in 2014, and she bequeathed me her old sewing machine, which is about as old as me. I started making various different ones. I started off attaching the nets by pulling the rubber off and pulling the rubber through, pulling the material through, then putting the rubber back, and then discovering that after a while the rubber fails and the net falls down.
Yeah.
So we needed a different method of fixing. One afternoon I was just messing about and decided to attach the Velcro to the back side of the rubber all the way around the opening. And then with this, there's a Velcro there, it attaches to that, which doesn't actually hold it in place. All it does is forms a seal in between the outside and the inside, all the way around. Then there are little eyelets, screw eyelets. These little eyelets here you use to screw the actual body of the net to the van with quite small screws. They're only 4mm self-drilling screws.
We've been looking at fly screens for about 6 to 8 months. We've been looking at them, and obviously the price of them, it's been like yes, we need them, but we're not too sure about them, because some of them, when you look at them, the quality of them doesn't seem that good. Yours just seem like the thickness, even the mesh. Why does yours seem a bit different?
How this came about was because of lockdown. We had to make, for our barbershop, we had to make roughly about 100 gowns so that we could constantly launder our gowns all the time. By doing that, we bought an awful lot of material, this is called black ripstop. It won't rip, it's quite tensile strong, but to make it even more substantial, we've put an interlining inside. It gives it that kind of rigidity and also a nice soft feel to it.
Yeah, it does. It feels cushioned, almost, that's like right. Plush.
Yeah. And then we tried various different ideas around the edge of the actual frame. Shelley, who works for us, she says a garment should look as good on the inside
as it does on the outside. Which is right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so, these are all handmade as well, aren't they? There's no CNC machine involved. It's all literally
all handmade. I cut the pattern out. I have all the components ready for when Shelley comes in. Then Shelley puts it all together. She is the best seamstress I have ever come across in my life. She really knows her job. This is how naive we were to begin with. It was sold to us as a midge net.
It's literally that.
It's organza.
Yeah, it's like, do you know when you go to a wedding and you've got those little bags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's wedding dress material.
So someone sold you this?
Yeah, it was a rabbit hole, basically. I started going down. Discovered lots of different things about mosquito netting even. There are different grades of mosquito netting, let alone midge netting. You can go from 300 holes per square inch to 600 holes per square inch. There is even, I believe, an 1800 hole per square inch.
This, to me, is a product that you could have on your van, and as long as you look after it and, you know, treat it with respect, rolled it up, used the zips properly, it's going to last. You know, it's not a one-season event. This is something that it's going to stand the test of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
But about the zips, we started off with different zips to these. These are what they use in hydroponic sheds. They are, because, you know, the humidity in hydroponic sheds has to be kept at a certain humidity.
Right.
These zips are called chain link zips, and they seal all the way through, so it's sealed.
Right, it seals them. Okay. The quality and the thought that's gone into the product is just...
And the research behind it all as well.
The worst customer I've ever had is right here. After about 25, maybe 30 different nets, this one would come along and say, "What's that there? You've missed a bit there, it's not level. Why isn't it level?" I'm like, for f***'s sake, what do you mean? I've worked endlessly on this.
And you've done a great job, but I'm the advocate for the customer. No. My end is the customer end.
It used to kill me.
I know it did. It used to break your heart every time I had to critique. But I kept saying, don't take it personally. We're closer every time. And that's why it took 30 plus goes, 30 plus versions to get that. And that is something to be proud of.
Yeah, hopefully.
I just love them. I'm starting. I just love them.
We have become very good friends with Ross and Diane, even though we've only met them once. And it's come from this piece of fabric. We're going to go down to the van and we're going to fit them in. So at the moment, what vans are you aiming these products at? I know the intention is to do every van.
We can do Ducatos, relays and boxers.
Yeah.
Crafters and sprinters. The man crafter.
Right.
And T4 to T6, because it's all the same opening. So
basically, the majority of the vans that we are all building and we are converting, you now, as a brand new company that has literally just started up, has got the field covered. So the placement of the fly screens, where's it going now?
Going in, yeah.
On the inside of the door frame here, not under the rubber. The actual Velcro is only to hold it on and cause basically make a barrier. So Ross is just basically fixing it into place now. It is screwed in certain places where there's eyelets. It's good watching people work, isn't it?
It is.
So we're just letting him carry on here. It's great watching. We're going to show you Ross and Diane's van. You'll see what the fly sheets look like on their van compared to on a crafter, just to emphasise that they do multiple vans as well. Ross done it all himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Beautiful van.
Ross and I did it together.
There you go. I stand corrected. From the inside, that is what you're left with. That's what you're seeing. It's not obstructing any view whatsoever. It also helps with UV rays, and it does sort of give you that little bit of privacy as well. It's such a beautiful little van, and if you did notice, they did keep fanny rolling and they helped Camper Vibe when their van broke down as well. So, full community people as well. Van lifers, love the van world, love vans, and just an all-round amazing couple. Fly sheets are in. The wind is a bit of a killer today. It's actually working against us massively. So you can still see out the door. It's not impeding your view in any way. You've lost a couple of inches either side, but you've gained a fly screen, and you've also gained the fact that midges aren't going to come and destroy you while you're having your dinner or chilling out in your van. And it also means that you can have the door open, you have your fly screen down and enjoy the view. There you go. Loves them.
Pretty.
Like we said, when you are looking at a beautiful view, it's just, it stops all the flies, the wasps,
Which
the
I'm
midges.
Getting attacked by now.
Emma's getting the fact that she was inside, she'd be alright, but
You genuinely couldn't meet a nicer couple.
no.
And they're just trying to do a thing,
Yeah.
and they've done it so well. Their attention to detail is phenomenal.
Yeah, and also on the inside of the actual fly nets, they are going to be developing, well, they have developed a system where you can basically pop stud on a thermal barrier sheet. So if you're in the winter, on the inside, you can actually fix a sheet which they can make, and they offered us one, but we just didn't. We don't struggle with keeping warm in the van at all. That's one thing we don't struggle with, is keeping warm in the van, but there is that option as well. Don't forget, they do the fronts, they do the rears, they're doing all sorts of vans. I will leave all the links in the description below to the Instagram, the website. If you go on our website as well, we will have a dedicated page to their website and to their design, and basically towards Ross and Diane. I'm telling you all about them because we love them, don't we?
We do. I've literally decided they are now my auntie and uncle, whether they like it or not. I've forced myself upon them because they're just so lovely. When you actually genuinely meet people who've got so much passion for what they're doing, it kind of rubs off on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. They're a joy to be around, and they're going to be at a couple of the festivals this year. They may or may not be showcasing the actual fly screens, but we will be. So we're going to be at Camp Quirk, we're going to be at the Overlander show, we're going to be at Vanlife Eats, we're going to be at Van Love Festival, and you can come have a look at the fly sheet if you're a bit, you know, dubious.
Unsure?
Yeah, a bit unsure.
We've purposely stayed away from places at certain times of the year,
Yeah.
because we know I'm just going to end up in hospital, basically. Yeah. Just septic bites and things like that. So now this has actually given us the opportunity to go to places that we want to go in the summer instead of just going in the winter.
Go and check them out. Links in the description below. And this is a complete and utter sales pitch for you to go and buy them. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It really is. You got a van, you need them. So when you want to basically pack them and store them away, it's just dead simple. Zip you both sides up, there and there. You've got 3 buckles on the top, and you just roll them up from the inside, clip them up, and you've then got an open van with no fly sheet. I'll show you. Roll them up and clip them up. Then you get your door open. Perfect.
As Neil's just said, if you want to have the fly screen up, you've just seen how easy it is and how accessible it is. Just little zippers, roll it up, and it's stowed away, and you've not lost any of your door space really. You've still got all your fantastic view. Jobs are good.
WebNet Designs, perfect fly sheets for your van. Right, we're going to lock up and go for a wander. Then we can come back, open the doors, put the sheets down and have some dinner.
Yeah, food.
What are you cooking?
I'm not.
Am I cooking?
No.
Pot noodle lunch it is.
No.